Hari Om. So, to continue with the previous incident, so at the end of the thing, people are getting lost with the gist. I get some calls. So, the gist is, you see, we can't take it in extreme sense. The gist doesn't say that one should not be desirous at all. Desires can be there, but desires on the right path, desires in tune with dharma are good. Desires exploiting others for our selfish need to be annihilated or to be removed. Right? In fact, as we keep on remembering this and saying this again, I would like to say this about Alexander the Great. So when he was getting back to Macedonia, his own native, then he got inner sight that he is not going to live anymore. Then he calls his main physicians, ministers, and scholars. And then he says, from inside I feel I may not reach the native. Before that I might breathe last. Once that is done, make a coffin of anything that you want. But see to it the coffin on both the ends. There are small openings, and keep my hands outside, from my forearms outside, wrist, palms to be outside. And let the scholars keep singing or chanting the praises of the Lord. And may all the wealth that I have acquired, let that be poured on the coffin all around. And I want the physicians to carry the coffin, he says. They get wonderstruck. They say, why? Then he smiles and he says, let the world know that the greatest of the greatest emperor, Alexander, even when he died, he couldn't take even a single penny. That explains when they look at my palms coming out of the coffin. And even the best of the physicians, when the time has come, has dawned, even they can't do anything. That which takes birth has to perish. And all the scholars, yes, they sing might give peace to the soul. So like this, whatever we acquire, materialistically it will not come to us. All that we do with desire, pranashyati, we go down. That which we do desireless is happiness. But ask how? It's very simple. When there is no desire, and still when you act, there's a lot of peace inside because there's no expectation. The mind is calm because it has no fear of the result. Only when there is fear and anticipation, there is anxiety, restlessness, and all. And when we are doing at this particular state, the work will be to the perfection because there is nothing to see on the other end. There's nothing to be seen on the other side. It's so calm, it's so peaceful, but it keeps going on. This we should always remember. And in case if you get good results, don't say no to the results. Accept the results with a smile and you are happy. Disappointment, rejection will never arise when we work wholeheartedly without anticipation. Remember this. So work desireless, number one, and work for others, not for self-benefit. When you are working, don't work for self-growth, self-gain. And don't have a question, who will take care of me? That Padmanabha knows whom to be taken care of and how to be taken care of. Remember, when you take care of others, he takes care of you. This is very important that we should keep in mind. Nowadays, I tell you, even helping has become a strategy, has become an expectation. In earlier days, that was not the case. In earlier days, that was not the case. Now it has become very commercial. Even a child, if you ask a child to get coriander and this thing, he says, what will I get? Along with that, shall I buy a chocolate? Mm-hmm. This is how we are educating. This is how we are training the children. Think. Hmm? So, be calm, be desireless, or be desireful for others. Oh, I have to do this for them, this to them. Not for me and mine, in general. That will help. So, we understood that Ragadvesha, how it works. Hmm? Now, to continue within 264 of this, it goes like this. रागद्वेषवयुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्ये प्रसादमधिगच्छति. So now in this particular verse, the Lord explains the way of peace. How the peace dawns on that person who is self-controlled. So, if we have to look at the word by word meaning of it, it says tu, but vidheyatma, that one who is self-controlled in the sense that the level of the mind or the level of the body or the level of the sense organs. Ragadvesha Vyakta is, that is, free from the dualities, repulsion and attraction. What is likes, or what are likes and dislikes, if it has to be understood? Likes are those which we always want to be repeated. Raga, attraction means that you always want more and more. Dvesha, repulsion, that you don't like. Dislike means what? That which has to be kept away from. That which you don't want it near. Raga, dvesha. Next, Atma Vashyeti. That is self-restrained. Where? Indriya. That with the senses. Senses we have seen. I think by this time you would have understood. 5 senses of perception and 5 senses of action. Right? And Vishayan, objects, that is the world outside. Charan, that is moving amongst them. Prasadam. Here, prasadam is not what we consume. Generally, the moment we say prasad, we think of kesri bath, puliyogare, and generally what is being fed in the temples. Here, prasadam means peace. Adhigachyati means one attains what? Peace. Who has controlled the senses and who is away from attractions and repulsions. So if you have to see that, it says, but this self-controlled man, that is who doesn't have desire, is free from attraction and repulsion. Because in that mind that doesn't rise either the thought of like and wants or the thought of dislikes and rejections, they don't rise. With his senses under restraint, remember, though moving around in the world of objects, he attains utmost peace. It continues. Further, we'll see in the next session. Thanks for being with Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.